did you eventually do the evaluation?
If I had not gotten this scholarship or this funding, that was my plan. My next plan was to do evaluation.
And all the 30 schools you applied to didn't require the evaluation?
One school was requesting for evaluation.
That's a
Yes.
competitive school.
Yes. When you are able to do the transcript evaluation, they waive the application fee for you.
They funded you for the PhD program?
They do fund master students, yes. Because I know one Ghanaian, yes, in the master program who is funded.
Overall, do you know how much you spent in the whole study abroad process? Like if you can give an estimated amount.
Hey, Shaibu. Yeah.
That's $1 billion.
Yeah, I don't want to scare people, but if so, these three key areas will tell you whether to apply for that school.
This strategy a lot of people are going to do is such that at the end of the day, it's like these coordinators are going to receive similar emails. Do you know the number of Ghanaians and Africans in your school?
Okay, we actually have a WhatsApp page.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are about 50 so on the WhatsApp page.
What do you think you put in the SOP that made your application stand out?
They don't know you.
Yeah. And
your SOP should speak for you.
Alright, before we start, consider subscribing to the channel. This helps me so much. Thank you.
Economics PhD, Charlie, you are doing well. I have economics background as well. I did first degree in economics. Yeah, sure.
So why did you decide to go the education route?
Actually, I was working in the Ghana Education Service. I was an administrator in senior high school.
Okay.
So yeah, and I have also taught in several levels, like primary, JHS, and SHS in full-time, part-time, contract, and also internship and voluntary. So through that, I developed interest for the education sector. Like I saw that, there's inequalities between the schools in the rural areas and the urban areas. So I developed interest for the education service, to help to also contribute to my quota to the development of Ghana Education Service. Yeah. So actually, my professional work, helped me with that passion. Yeah. So, as for the academics, my background was economics, and my master's was also in public administration. Yeah. Yeah. So sure.
So you have a master's degree in public administration, but a bachelor's degree in economics.
Yes.
So your economics, was it economics with education or just economics?
Yeah, just economics, KNUST.
So then from a degree in economics, how did you end up teaching and working as an administrator and stuff like that? How did that happen?
Yes, that's a good question. So after the first degree and the service, I got some contract work in between, and then I got employment in the Ghana Education Service as an administrator.
Okay.
So through that, I was still doing I was having the study abroad journey was. I had that vision through my primary school. So when I got the job, I had wanted to upgrade myself in a way. So I was looking for a course that would be in alignment to my professional work. So through my research, I saw that public administration can fit in every institution. So I did the public administration, because I was in the education sector and I couldn't do economics because economics is different from. I wasn't teaching; I was in administration. Yeah, so I did public administration.
So you never taught, right? You never taught. I thought you said you taught at different levels, or?
Yes, I taught in different levels. After the first degree, I was a teaching assistant, not in KNUST, but I was posted to Sunyani Polytechnic, now Sunyani Technical University. And after that, I work as a teacher at a private school. Okay. So that one I taught mathematics and Ghanaian language over there. So I taught for 2 years.
Okay.
And after that, I did a voluntary service at um, this Compassion International. It was an NGO.
Mm,
So that one we were teaching kids. It ranges from, let's say, 7 years to 14 years. Yes. And I also did a volunteer work at one village in Sunyani. Yeah, that's where I did my national service and I was doing all these kind of jobs. So over there too, they were in short of teachers. So I had to combine several classes and teaching them. So over there too, I think I spent about a year there or so. Yeah.
mm.
And when I was also in the university, I used to go to my former schools to help them, through
Your
the
former
long
high school, right?
vacation.
High school.
Yeah, my former high school and my
Mm,
former JHS.
mm.
Yeah, so I
Wow.
used to go there to also to teach. So
Wow.
I have benefited from teaching all the levels.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of
Yeah,
teaching.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, a
Okay.
lot
So
of
when did you
teaching.
finish your masters in public administration?
Yeah, when I got the job in 2019.
Okay.
Before getting the job, I was having, doing masters in mind because I was trying applying for school. So when I got the job in 2019, 2020, when my salary started coming, I bought the phones.
Okay.
So I started the program in 2020, and
Mm,
COVID was also there.
yeah.
So the program was actually a year program, but
Mm,
because of the COVID and so I spent 2 years. So
mm,
2020 to 2022.
mm.
That's where I finished the masters in public administration in K University. Yeah.
So when you finished, what did you do?
Yes. So when I was working, I was still trying the schools. You know, studying abroad was the motive of all these things I was doing. So
Mm,
after the program, I intensified the applications because now I have masters. So I have the opportunity to try masters as well as PhDs. Yeah. So I graduated in June. So through June, then I started searching for schools. So that's where I intensified applying for PhD as well. Yeah. So that's where it started.
so you mean June 2022, right?
Yeah, that's where I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I graduated.
So before that, had you applied to schools abroad, or it was after you graduated in 2022 that you started applying to schools abroad?
And for the schools, applying for schools abroad, I started, this vision started in primary school,
Okay.
whereby we were reading some textbook, and one student got scholarship to study abroad. I think primary six or so. When he went to Heathrow Airport, so all these things were giving me,
Yeah.
uh,
Making
giving
you
me
dream about
igniting
it.
passion.
Mm,
Great, yeah. So um 20 when I completed 2014, I finished service in 2015,
mm,
and I got a contract work, the Ghana Statistical Service. So
okay.
I got something small, and then I did write the GRE. Economics is
Yeah. You have to
a
take the
STEM
GRE.
program.
Yeah.
Most of the schools
Yeah.
demand GRE.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took the opportunity to write a GRE in 2016. So that's where I started applying. Yeah. And by then, we were not having these resources you guys are doing for our friends back home because YouTube wasn't common to learn about the school applications.
Yeah.
So I started on my own, and yeah, so 2016, and then 2017 too, I was on it, and yeah, I was in 2018. I think I got some scholarship. I think Italy. Yes, I got scholarship free tuition from Italy, but the visa didn't go through. I didn't relent. I was still applying and learning on it. Yeah, learning on it and learning on it. Yeah. So the school application journey, it started intensively from 2016 throughout to
Mm,
then 2022 when I finished my master's. Then I
mm,
continued to 2023. Yeah,
mm. So
yeah.
from 2016, were you applying to schools in all countries or just Europe, or or you were just when did you start applying to US schools, specifically?
Yes, the GRE, when I was on campus, we were having some resource persons who used to come to campus to
Mm,
educate us about specifically about US schools. Yes, so that's where I developed interest in writing
okay.
the GRE. So at first, I was having the US schools in mind. But when I started going through some of the schools' website, I saw some requirements that were so challenging to me. Yeah, like something like transcript evaluation. And I just finished my service. Where am I going to get this money to write the
Yeah,
to do transcript evaluation?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I started exploring other countries. Europe, and other yes. So I tried Italy. Yeah, Italy was very good for me. Yeah. So because they were having their tuition fees were relatively lower as compared to other schools, so I was focusing on Italy more, and I got one tuition. I got a scholarship. Yeah, tuition. They waived the tuition and insurance and other stuff. Yeah. So by the US 2016, when I wrote the GRE, I applied for one school, Central Michigan University. Yes,
yeah,
economics. Yeah. And I paid the application fee, and then they sent me a message that I should do transcript evaluation. Meanwhile, I have sent them my transcript. So by then too, I wasn't familiar with all these transcript evaluation. I
yeah.
say, ah, what is the way how am I going to do the transcript
Yeah.
evaluation? So it was quite a challenge. So I lost interest in that school, and then I saw US schools to be here because I wasn't more familiar with the process. So I tried other different countries.
Mm,
Then, so the applying for US schools intensified when I got the employment, and then when I finished the masters.
mm.
By then, YouTube
Urgent.
videos, you guys, your videos and other stuff were, guiding us that we can do it. So I saw the process not to be so huge as compared to
Yeah.
at first when I saw it. Yeah. So I said to myself that then I can do it.
Mm,
Yeah. So it started from 2020, but I intensified it 2022 and 2023.
mm,
That's why I put most focus on the US schools. Yeah.
mm. You're
Yeah.
currently studying at University of Iowa, right?
Yes, yes,
What is the name
yes.
of your program?
Yeah, educational leadership.
Mm.
Yeah, educational leadership.
So why did you apply to the school?
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah, since I was working in the senior high school,
Mm,
it also, in the US context, they call it PK-12.
yeah.
So when I was searching for schools through using the US News and also LinkedIn and Google search, yeah, I got into contact with this school. Yeah, and the school, the program focus was also in PK-12 elementary as where I was working. Yeah. So when I saw that, I said, wow, this program is in line with my professional experience. Then I started doing research on the website. So I saw that the faculty interest aligned with mine. I said, wow, then this is good for me. So I reached out to the coordinator and the admission specialist,
Mm,
inquire about my eligibility because I wasn't having any education degree qualification. Yeah, so I explained my professional
yeah.
background, academic background, and my interest, and they responded that I qualified to apply for the program.
Mm,
Then I started from there. Yeah,
mm.
yeah,
Yeah. Somebody from your background, economics, public administration, and you were already teaching and all of that. Were you worried about the theoretical aspect of the education field? Because the practical aspect and the theoretical aspect might not be the same, right? Were you worried about fitting into the program? Because this is like PhD, right? It's not like master's or bachelor's degree. PhD in a field which is more or less new to you, right? Were you
yeah.
worried about it? Did you struggle?
No, I'm not struggling. No, because the professional experience really helped.
Mm,
Because when you have the experience, and since the program focuses in PK12, most of our courses are, you know, based on PK12. So when it comes to that, I'm able to integrate my professional experience into it to help me to understand the theoretical aspect. So
Mm.
when you have the
Okay.
professional experience, it helps you to also, or the practical experience, it helps you to understand the theoretical aspect as well. So
Okay.
it's not a challenge. You know,
Mm.
it's not a challenge at all.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many
it's
schools
not
did
a.
you apply to?
2013, I applied almost
You mean
30.
2023, right? 2023.
Yeah, 2022, I applied. I got some, but not full scholarship. Yeah, I got all those that I got was a master's,
Mm.
and then one education doctorate in education. It wasn't PhD. That was a professional
Okay.
program. Yeah.
Certificate program. Okay.
Yeah, so in the 2023, I applied almost 30 schools, including a master's. So
Wow.
with the yes, yeah, with the PhD, I applied about mm, almost 10.
Mm. So
Yeah,
10
almost 10 PhD.
PhD, 20 masters.
Yes, yeah, yes, yeah. Let me take it that way. Yes,
Mm.
yes. So about 20. Yes,
Did
you know,
you want to say something?
yeah, the more you apply, the higher chances of you getting admission.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So were you paying application fees to these schools or you were getting waivers to some of them?
Yeah, this is a great question. Yeah, normally I do advise people that at least you should try to pay, let's say, two or three application fees
Yeah.
because schools that are not charging application fees, the competition is relatively higher as
Mm.
compared to schools with application fee.
Yeah.
So with my own, I paid about, including the master's and PhD, I paid about almost 10 schools application fees.
Wow. 10
Yes,
out of 30.
almost,
Wow.
yes, almost 10
Ah, that's a lot of
schools
money. Oh,
application.
Charlie.
Yeah, a lot of money. Yeah, this travel money is investment. Yeah, and
Ah,
it worth it. Yeah.
yeah.
So no, some people are not having the means. Not that I was having the means. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. Anything that is worthwhile, you have to
Yeah.
sacrifice for it. So
Exactly.
if and I also got applied to some free
Free schools.
application
Yeah.
schools. Yeah, I did that. And also I applied for application fee waivers. Some were able to waive it for me. And that's the trick I was using to apply for application fee waiver. Normally, I will before I will start the the application, I will just reach out to the admissions coordinator and then the program chair to request for application fee or webinar. So sometimes they will tell you they will be having a webinar that will, if you attend, your application will be waived,
Yeah.
and others too they will not waive it for you. So sometimes I will do the application. I will submit everything with the exception of the application fee. So after that point, then I'll reach out to them that I'm done with everything left with the application fee. So when they check that I've done with almost everything, sometimes they consider and they will waive it for me. But if you don't start with application, I will just reach out to them to request for application fee, but some will not even mind you. Yeah, so sometimes
I see.
I'll try to fill the application form, supply everything required, and then after that, I'll request for that.
Mm.
So this year, so I got applied for some free schools, and also some also waive the application fee for me, but others, no, they will not waive it for you.
Did your school
Yeah,
require an application fee?
sure,
How
hundred
much?
dollars, $100.
What? That's a lot of money. Oh. Hey. Oh.
Yeah, $100. Yeah,
Ah.
and it's
I
it worth it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, when you look at the opportunities you have now, the funding,
Yeah.
all of that. I mean, I am here, but when I hear $100 application fee, I'm like, man, let me look for 70 and 50, that kind of thing. But every, people in the state abroad space, those who follow me, they know that I don't encourage students to apply to these free schools. I made only one video about this because a lot of students were requesting for it. But even before making that video, I warned them that I will not apply to all the schools that I'm recommending to them. But these things are there if they want. Because my observation is that I get a lot of high twenties. Because I do mock sessions and all these things, and I have all these free application fee schools. They are not going to give you anything. The competition is there. That is one. Most of the time, they don't have good offers. That's why they are waiving it for you. So why do you even waste time to apply? There are students who will apply to a school with a waiver or free application fee. Then they end up with a deficit of 30,000. So then it's in a way they are choosing 30,000 over an application fee of, let's say, $100, right? Yeah,
Yes.
they don't think about it this way, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's good.
that's
It's good about what you said. It's very, very important, and I like the fact that you mentioned it because yeah, you can try some free ones, but be ready to pay the application fee, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that makes
good.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So when people
mm,
see the application fee, most of them will just run away from applying.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you don't
yeah,
have the resources, nobody has the resources, but you
yeah,
have to be strategic.
yeah,
You write to them to request for the admission
mm,
acceptance rate. So when acceptance rate is high, and you inquire for the funding, and they have funding, then it will far. If you are paying the
yeah,
application fee, you see that
yeah,
there's a higher
yeah,
chances of you getting. Yeah.
yeah. There's
So
some students they don't check whether they're responding or not. They are
they will
only
just
interested in free
apply.
application fee, and then and
No,
then
you
they end
have to
up without
be.
funding, and then they will reach out to me. I got admission, no funding. What should I do? Like yeah, well, if
Yeah.
something is not there, how can you get it right? But they don't
Yeah.
understand it like that.
Yeah.
So in your case, did the admission come automatically with funding, or you got admission and then you had to apply for the funding?
I know most of the PhDs are mostly funded because without
Yeah,
funding you can't. Yeah,
yeah, most of
and
them.
normally before they will admit you, they will make sure that they can fund you.
Exactly, that's
So
true.
that's what most PhDs in the US, and I hope I hope you are also aware.
Yeah.
So with my own, the admission came, and then they did interview for me to see where
Mm,
the particular graduate assistantship that will suit my professional
mm,
experience. So after the interview, then the funding came. Yeah. So
mm. Who
I
interviewed you?
for the program, the department chair,
Mm,
and the program coordinator.
okay.
Yeah, I was even lucky. The funding, the when they were about to interview me, the funding
Yeah.
even came, but they still continue to do the interview
Ah,
for me.
okay.
Yeah. So as I said, that's for when they give you admission for PhD,
Yeah.
there's a higher
It's one
chances
time.
of you
Yeah.
being funded.
Mm,
The most important is getting admission. Yeah.
mm. So you applied to
Yeah.
30 schools. How many good offers did you get?
Okay, I got um, one PhD from University of Dayton.
Mm,
Yeah, the same program, but
that's free
for them,
application. That's free application. Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, with that one, I was interviewed for two officers, and
Mm,
I couldn't get the GA. The department didn't give me the GA. They
mm,
said, it's very limited.
mm.
So I was interviewed, and I was in the process of applying for some offices,
Yeah.
and then this one came, so I stopped. And um other school too, one school, I think Oklahoma,
Oklahoma.
Texas A&M
Yeah.
University. They
Mm,
also put me PhD. They also put me on waiting list. Yeah, they also put me on waiting list. And as for the masters too, I attended several interviews. So as for the scholarship, only this one that I got a scholarship, and I think it was a good offer for me. Yeah. So
So
yeah,
in summary, you applied to 30 schools, you paid
yeah,
application fee to 10 schools, but then you got only one good offer, which is where you are now.
yes,
Wow,
yes,
that's not
yes.
easy, man. Huh?
Yes, that's why you are supposed to
Huh?
apply for more,
Yeah,
more, more, more schools. Yeah,
yeah.
because
Wow.
I attended several interviews.
Wow.
There's a competition. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a competition.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I attended several interviews, and then this
Wow.
one came. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but others, since this one came, I didn't follow up with others.
Yeah.
Maybe probably I might have gotten some other
Right.
offers, but PhD and funding, then what else?
Yeah.
So I chose this one over
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah,
Mm, wow.
yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your visa interview. Was it difficult for you, given that you had funding? Like, was it difficult for you?
No, because having funding, that's a lot of work for you.
Yeah.
And most of the visa officers, when you have funding, they will not stress you much.
Yeah.
But with that notwithstanding, you have to prepare because it's not 100% chance that your
Yeah.
visa is going to be approved.
Yeah.
Because many people, so they were having funding, but they got rejected. So I attended several interviews, following some YouTube videos, as you are doing here, following some YouTube videos to learn some of the tips, and also reading from other people's transcripts, both approved and also rejected.
Mm,
So I was getting several clues from all these areas. So during my interview, I think they asked me only one or two questions. I didn't spend more than 1 minute over there.
mm,
Yeah, I didn't spend one or 2 minutes. Yeah, so they asked me about, PhD, they are more interested in your research interests and other stuff.
mm,
Yeah. So they asked me about my research. Yeah, my research. Yeah. So when I was about explaining it, then your visa is approved.
wow. Wow.
Yeah. So the funding is very important.
Mm,
Yeah, the funding is very important. But if you are not also having funding, you have to prepare and then follow YouTube videos, mock sessions to learn a lot about how you are going to craft your story.
mm.
But crafting your story is very important. Yeah. So
How
with
did
my
you
own,
craft your story? Where did you get the answers?
yeah, from the little experience I've had so far, I think the visa is mainly about three areas.
Yeah.
That is about funding. Funding is very important, and also your home ties.
Mm,
Yeah, proving to them about your home ties. Like as I said, maybe probably you are working, so it means that after the program you are going to go back
yeah.
and also help or be married and other stuff. So finding home ties and also proving that you're a student because they want to know that you're a student. So, and some of the criteria they wish to check is maybe applying for more than one schools, and also they have other questions to ask to test that you are actually a student.
Yeah.
So basically, these three areas uh, guided me to craft my own story.
Mm,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
and first, the funding was there. So, there's no way,
Yeah.
yeah. And the funding too, I think you have to explain how you got it and, the work you are going to do, the process you passed through to get the funding. And I have all those answers. So, there wasn't any problem. And
Mm,
also the home ties, I was working the Ghana Education Service. So after this program, I'll be coming back to also help the Ghana Education Service and also proving that I'm a student. These applications, I applied it on my own and not applying on my own like I did everything because you have to also learn from diverse people. Yeah, you and other people. So I solicited ideas indirectly from people's YouTube videos, other people's stories, and then I guided me to also did the application.
mm,
So I was having, a command upon the application process. So
mm.
there wasn't any
Yeah.
more fears. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how
Yeah.
many mock sessions you did?
Um, at first, I was just observing and following without participating. Yeah, I was hearing some people's stories, and they were correcting them. So I was using it also to correct
Yeah.
myself, to craft my own. Yeah, so I followed. several about 20 mock sessions, over 20 mock sessions.
Mm.
But I participated when the time was getting near for my visa interview.
Yeah.
That's where I started to, to
Yeah.
participate, to be
Okay.
interviewed. So yeah. So I think at that one I did about 10 or so.
Mm.
I did
Mm.
about 10 or so, and people brought in their corrections, and they guided me in how to to craft my story well. Yeah, so it was very helpful. Yeah,
Mm.
as for mock interviews, it also build their confidence.
Yeah.
It builds your confidence because
Mm.
if you don't practice and you go there and you be shaking, they think that you are hiding something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're able to do several mock sessions, it builds your confidence, and you're
Mm.
able to also, yeah, but not that you are going to do Baba.
Yeah. That will not
Your
help.
story has to be some very organic.
Natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very natural.
Mm.
Yeah, so it was
Do you
very
remember on
helpful.
the day of the interview what you did from your house to the embassy and after the interview? Like, do you remember everything within that period? Because I wanna, pass some. I want you to pass something to somebody who is preparing for the interview. So on the day of the interview, like the person can take something from everything that happened on the day for you.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I rented a guest house
Mm.
closer, walking distance to the interview center, to the
Yeah.
embassy. Yeah, so
What
um,
did you do your interview in Accra?
yes, Accra,
Okay. Okay.
Accra. Yeah, so I went there. I went there, and then the day after was the interview. Yeah, so when I went there to the guest house, I walked to the interview, the embassy, to familiarize myself with the environment.
Mm.
These things are very important
Yeah.
because when you go there for the first time, yeah, everybody has their own way of,
Yeah.
adjusting to the environment. But I think if you are going to a new place for, let's say, exams or interviews like this, it's better to go there
Yeah.
to survey the place, and just walk there.
Yeah.
So
That makes
when
sense.
I got to the guest house, I went to the place to look at the environment, and then the day in the morning, my interview was 11:30.
Mm.
Yeah, I think 11:30. So as a believer, you have to pray. Yeah,
Mm.
so I pray, and the D-Day, I off my phones. Yeah, and I didn't. Some people wanted to have some, uh, final touches on my transcript. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but Shaibu, sometimes then you can receive some messages and it will bring your spirit
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and some people may call you, and so I didn't
Distract
want
you.
any
Yeah.
distraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I regretted my phone, so I was focusing on my transcript and also
Yeah.
doing some prayers. Yeah. So in the morning, I packed the necessary documents.
Mm.
Yeah, I packed all the necessary documents, and then I went to the center. Yeah. So, mm,
So you went there
uh,
with only your documents, right? You didn't go with a bag or something, right? Just documents.
yes, yes, I went there with the documents in the file.
Okay.
I have
Transparent file,
a
right?
yeah, transparent file.
Mm.
Yeah, and I went there with the phone as well. So there are some people, you give them
The
something, and then
vendors,
they will
right?
keep.
Those who sell stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they are around the place,
Mm.
the photocopiers, and yeah, so they kept our phones, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I went there with the bag as well. So, but the file was inside the bag, so
Mm.
I gave everything to them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So they kept it for me, and then I went in with the file. So I made sure that everything is
Yeah.
intact. And then
Yeah.
I think, sir, but this one is also very important.
Mm.
The interview, sometimes keeping it on low tone is very important,
Mm.
because when you go there, that's personally, because when many people get to know that you are going for the interview, it may put unnecessary pressure on you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if
If things don't
Uncle,
go well,
yeah,
you'll be embarrassed. You know that kind of
yes.
yeah,
If they deny me, hey, how am I going to?
yeah.
Yeah,
Explain yourself. Yeah, that's true.
yes. And assuming you went to the center with someone, the
Yeah,
expectations will put unnecessary pressure on
yeah,
you.
that's true.
But if it is in low tone, you went there alone. If you are not approved, you just go your way.
Yeah, to go and
But
sleep.
yes, so I think going there
That makes
alone
sense. Yeah.
also helps psychologically some way.
Mhm.
And probably too, when you go there with someone, the person can also motivate you. So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
sideways, yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
So I think all these things really helped me a lot
Mm,
to avoid any unnecessary pressure on me, yeah.
yeah,
And sometimes people will just be grouping somewhere, discussing some things.
yeah.
You can just listen to some, but don't be in a haste to change things.
Mm,
Yeah, because you have really prepared for what you are going
yeah,
to say. Don't go there and then change your story and then
yeah,
papa, so you'll be confused. Yeah,
yeah,
so you just have to be, be confident and
yeah.
yeah.
Did you chat
So,
with people there?
uh, we're on a WhatsApp page, so we're not. Some people might be there. Like maybe today I'm going for the interview. You may know that these people will be going for the interview,
Mm,
but you may not know that the face. Yeah,
yeah.
so you not have the opportunity to chat with those people.
Mm.
But I didn't, uh,
Chat with anybody?
chat with anybody or also separate myself from the group. I'll just be there. Information is very necessary. So,
I
and
see.
sometimes they will just come and call you guys to come and then start the interview at any time.
Mm,
So I was just around and also observing things. Yeah.
mm.
You see some people coming, those who got approved, you can see them cheering up.
Smiling. Yeah,
And those who are rejected, you can see them passing somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
Mm,
was just there and praying and also
mm. I see.
being focused on what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when I went to the embassy, that was okay. Well, the second time was in 2019. The first time was in 2016. So the 2019, I mean, 2016, 2019, it was the same thing. You just go there. There is a security personnel who is going to take your documents, go through, make sure you have an appointment, and then they will let you in. Then you're going to be in a long queue, and then until it's your turn, then they will, they will call you or something. Has something changed about that? I'm asking because of those going this year, because yours is just recent, right? Just a year ago. So that's why I'm asking this question.
Yes, we also follow the same process. Yes,
Mm,
like a time by time. So when your time is about 30 minutes, 20 minutes to the time, they'll just call you and then you follow the queue.
mm,
Then they'll start with the check-in, everything. Yeah, they'll start with the check-in. Then you go to, so before you enter the embassy, they will check everything to see that everything is intact and they will separate some relevant documents,
okay.
yeah, for you. Yes,
Mm,
then you will pass through. Then when we entered, they made us to sit at a place, yeah, before we enter the final session where
yeah,
the
I think the
interview will be
same thing.
taking
Okay.
place. Yeah,
Mm,
where we do the biometrics.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So these are the process. Yeah,
Tell me
but
about the
always you have
biometric.
to.
Okay. Go on.
But always when you are following someone, you have to know, you have to be observant. Yeah,
Mm,
or else it will put unnecessary pressure on you. You have to check the document they are giving to the officer. Yeah, to the officer. Then you also make yours ready.
mm,
Not that after that the person will ask you, you are now going to sort your things out. No.
mm,
Yeah, so you have to observe and what those in front of what they are doing. Then when you get there, just all these things
mm,
reduces pressure on you. Then,
yeah.
yeah.
How is the biometrics process like?
It's very fast, very fast. So I think they asked about our passport. The passport pictures. Let me say this thing.
Mm,
I did some before going there, but sometimes it's also advisable to do some at the center. Those guys over
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
because
mine there actually. Yeah.
yeah, it's very helpful because if you enter and they say that this passport is not the required size,
Yeah.
then you have to come back and be set. So it's a prudent to do it over there. Though you might be having some already, but it's just a 50 or 40 cities.
Mm.
You can just do it over there to avoid any
Any issue? Yeah.
unforeseen. Yeah. So actually, the biometric wasn't anything, lengthy. Just they give you the instruction: remove these documents, go here, put your hands on this. Yeah, just a normal,
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
normal things. Yeah. So it
Mm.
wasn't anything challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about your dressing? How did you dress to the interview?
Great question. I like being myself, and I like being myself. So I went there with the traditional wear.
Mm.
Yeah, I went there with the traditional wear. That is a cloth, a cloth. Yeah, so I went there with traditional wear, and the cloth too is also having a name. Any blind soldier. So I was expecting the police officer to actually ask me why I am on this traditional, but they didn't ask me. So I put on traditional wear and then I went there. But others were on suit. It depends. What you have to dress, what you feel confident in it.
Mm.
Yeah, not that you are not used to suit, then you go and put on suit and you be sweating. Yeah, because they want to see that you're a student, so you dress
Yeah.
like a student. Yes, yeah. So others to untucked in like normal student dressing
Mm.
with t-shirt and yeah. So
Mm.
you just have to be presentable. That's all. Yeah.
Mm.
So I put on traditional wear and then yeah.
If I have an
So
interview tomorrow or next week, what tips will you give me?
okay, next week I would say that try and do mock interviews and also be participant. Let them interview you. Yes, let them interview you to check how you address the questions.
Mm.
Your confident level and
Yeah.
yeah, your confident level, how you you answer the questions, and also um sit down and craft your story very well, but not baba. Just have to know how you are going to answer your
Yeah.
questions, and also get your documents ready. Everything, yeah. Documents is not only one day. You just have to follow what the current trend. Like
Mm.
others will say, "Oh, when I went there, this is what." Yeah. So just have to join some YouTube, WhatsApp groups to know those who went
Yeah.
there and what went on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when someone's visa is approved and the person put a transcript on the WhatsApp page, I will chat the person
Mm.
privately
Okay.
to see what is going on grounds. Then it will guide me. So if I'm going for the interview next week, I will suggest that you do all these things and also prepare accordingly. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Did you
And
smile with the visa officer?
smile.
Yeah. Or you were just, serious?
When we were going, others were um because they will have a particular visa officer. They tagged the person as a very difficult, and the
Mm.
person was denying many people.
Mm.
So they were afraid to
You
go to that
smile.
particular person.
Okay.
Others will be swaying some lines and yeah, but I didn't want to put any pressure on me. Some people did that and it worked for them. One guy was in front of me and he was supposed to go to the first counter, but she just swayed the line, then went to the other person. And he got approved.
Mm.
Yeah. But the person where I was about going was rejecting some people. But I said, what will happen will happen.
Yeah.
So I just I went there very composed and also yeah because I was having funding because if you're having funding it builds your confidence level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It makes a lot of
uh, I,
difference. Yeah.
yeah. So when I gave my he didn't even ask for the passport and the iPad.
Yeah.
I just gave it to the person and then he has my funding. Yeah.
Mm.
How did I get it? And I explained. And
Yeah.
she asked for my research. Yeah,
Mm.
and then when I was about to explain, then so within a minute, the
Mm.
visa was approved. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
those preparing for their visa interviews, I'm sure they will take a lot of tips from what you've said so far. So, yeah,
yeah.
thanks for that. I want to ask about life abroad, but before that, let me ask you something that I forgot. So, you were avoiding the US schools because you didn't understand certain things, and also you didn't want to do the evaluation. Did you eventually do the evaluation?
Okay. So, if I had not gotten this scholarship or this funding,
Mm,
that was my plan. My next plan was to do evaluation
mm,
because it's very, very important. So, but actually, I didn't do and I got it.
mm,
But I advise that those who are working on the applications, if you
yeah,
have the means, if you have the money,
yeah,
try and do a transcript evaluation
mm,
because it's very, very important.
mm,
Now the competition has become so intense that
yeah,
some little things will help you to be a step ahead of the competition. So the GRE, though I was applying for this program, GRE wasn't required,
mm,
but I still wrote the GRE. I wrote English proficiency test. That is a Duolingo.
okay,
Though they waive English proficiency
mm,
for Ghanaian students, but I still wrote the Duolingo is relatively less expensive as compared
mm,
to TOEFL and IELTS.
okay,
Yeah, so I wrote the Duolingo, to at least uh,
yeah, give you a
uh,
better
eh,
chance. Mm,
yeah, yeah, it give me a competitive chance about the other applicants. So
mm,
I would advise if they have the means and
mm,
if they can do the transcript evaluation.
which
I
means your school
think
doesn't require evaluation, right?
no, my school it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
Mm.
It doesn't
And
require.
and all the 30 schools you applied to didn't require the evaluation.
One school was requesting for evaluation, so I couldn't. I finished everything. I think University of Penn,
Pennsylvania.
UPenn. Yes,
That's a
yes.
competitive school.
Yes, I was applying for their Master of Higher Education and
Mm,
Student Affairs, something. Yeah, so I finished with everything. I didn't know this is the trade-off. They wanted when you are able to do the transcript evaluation, they waive the application fee for you. So it
mm,
just the so that's how it is. But I wasn't able to do the transcript evaluation, and so they didn't review my application.
mm.
Yeah, they
Okay.
didn't review
So your
my
school, they
application.
funded you for the PhD program. Do they fund master's programs, the master's program as well?
Yes, they do
Mm,
fund the
okay.
master students. Yes, because I
Mm,
know one Ghanaian, yes, in the master program who is funded.
okay.
Yeah, who is funded. Yeah,
Mm,
so they
yeah.
do. Yeah,
Mm, okay.
they do. Yeah.
Overall, do you know how much you spent in the whole study abroad process? Like if you can give an estimated amount.
Hey, Shaibu. Yeah,
That's
I
one,
don't
one
want
billion,
to.
$1 billion.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
scare people, but if at least if you are working and you are getting some small things,
Yeah.
and if you have this, this person traveling abroad,
Mm,
you should invest into it.
yeah.
You should do your best. Some people are very, is it economical or so?
Yeah.
I did
Stingy.
economics.
Yeah. Stingy.
I did economics, but when
Mm,
it comes to these things, I didn't
yeah.
bring in
You
any
put the economics
economics
aside
into
and focus on reality.
So I spent a lot.
Mm,
I spent
mm,
a
I
lot.
see.
About paying for application for about 10 schools
Yeah.
is almost
That's a lot
getting
of
to
money.
about
Yeah.
almost 10,000 or so.
Yeah.
But it's
Even
not
one
at a
school.
go.
Yeah. Even one school is $100. Your school is $100.
Yeah,
Just imagine.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not at a go that you are going to
Yeah.
apply for.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, yeah,
Yeah.
small every month. Yeah, you just
Mm, yeah. I
small. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to ask some of these questions because some people they don't when they see the application fee they run away from it. They don't want to pay at all. They feel like it's expensive. When I was coming, I didn't have money, but I did evaluation. That was in 2016. I did evaluation, and I paid application fees, three application fees. I applied to three schools, so I paid three application fees, and then I came. But my GPA at the time was 3.8 out of 4.0. So
Wow.
yeah, maybe I could have chased free application fees, right? Because if your GPA is good, you can chase some free application fees if the school is good, and then be chosen ahead of other people. But somebody with 3.0 is chasing free application fee. I'm like, you are not ready to
Yeah,
come. You know?
that is the issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, so my colleagues, I think, monetary aspect is a challenging to
yeah,
others.
yeah,
So then with that, you have to be very strategic,
yeah,
not to spend much money because you are not having the means. You have
yeah,
to be very strategic
yeah,
before you apply for a school. Send an email to the
yeah,
coordinator inquiring about your eligibility for admission,
yeah,
the acceptance rate,
yeah,
because the higher the acceptance rate, the higher the percentage of, the higher the
yeah,
probability of being admitted,
yeah,
and the availability of funding.
yeah,
So these three key areas
yeah,
will tell you whether to apply for that school. So
yeah,
when the acceptance rate is high and they have funding, then you see that okay, if I'm able to apply for even only this school, there's
yeah.
a
That's a
chance
good
of
chance.
for
Yeah,
you. So don't just be applying.
yeah,
So you can just be strategic and pay for let's say one application fee, and
yeah,
others too, though they'll be charging application fee. But you fill the application. It's just a suggestion. You
mm.
start filling the application, fill everything. After that, request from them. If they if they don't give you, well, you spend some time, but don't worry. Yeah, and others too, since you'll be able to put, you know,
yeah,
the whites, they want to see that you put on effort.
yeah,
Uh-huh. You put in
yeah.
effort. So when they see
That's
that
true.
you've applied and then you've submitted up the documents requested and you email them requesting for application fee, some will just empathize with you and then
Yeah,
waive it for you. So it just
yeah,
being strategic because
yeah,
the monetary aspect is very very challenging, especially when you are not working.
yeah. It's not
And
easy.
the family members too. The only way they come is when your visa is approved and you want to
That's true.
the pay ticket. Yeah, that's where they come in. But for
Yeah,
the application fees and all these things, most of them they will not come
yeah.
in.
It's on
So
you.
you have to do it on your own. So
Yeah.
I would advise your viewers and yeah that
Mm.
this travel abroad it's worth it.
Yeah,
So cut your expenditure,
yeah,
cut your expenditure, and then invest into it. And
yeah.
I believe that, sure.
Mm. This strategy, a lot of people are going to do it such that at the end of the day, it's like these coordinators are going to receive similar emails, and it's like, they'll realize that it's a strategy from people, and so that will make it ineffective, right? And how is it? Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
in your school, did you know someone there before you arrived in the school? Were you in contact with somebody, or you got to the
Okay.
airport and then you had to find your way to the school?
Great. So, and applying for school, you have to research through the website and everything. Yeah, searching for international students and yeah. So, I was able to get into contact with one Ghanaian over here. So, I was chatting with the person. The person was actually in the department, but not in the same program. But
Okay.
we are in the same department, so
Mm.
I got in contact with the person,
On
and the
LinkedIn?
person no on the program website.
Okay.
Yeah, and LinkedIn too. I got in contact with some people, but they were not in the same program.
Okay.
But since I was able to get into contact with someone in the program,
Yeah.
it was good for me. And my advisor was also very helpful, extremely helpful. There's one Ghanaian man here who has been helping Ghanaians to settle down over here.
Okay. Mm.
So my advisor connected me to him.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Nice.
they guided me when I was in Ghana, the things I should do. So they helped me with accommodation, furnishing the accommodation for me and picking me up from
Mm.
the airport. So
Oh,
I
nice.
didn't I didn't really struggle because I got in contact with these two people and they
Mm.
were very, very helpful. Yeah,
Nice.
they're very,
Nice.
very
That's good.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was drawn to you because of a post about a fellowship that you received from your department.
yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is somebody I want to talk to. So, yeah. Tell me about the fellowship. How did you get it?
Okay, that's good. I think when you get to any place or any school
Mm,
program, try to involve yourself in the activities of
yeah,
the program. Yeah, don't just be isolated.
yeah.
Be involve yourself, and also though PhD is a very challenging program,
Mm,
but at least you can join some committees and others that to occupy some leadership positions.
mm,
So someone recommended that scholarship for me
okay.
to apply. Yeah, someone.
Mm,
Yeah, she's actually a senior colleague in the program.
okay.
Yeah, so and the applications were very intense. They're
There's no free
and
lunch.
yeah, very
You have to
intense.
put in work.
You have to write a lot. Yeah,
Mm,
uh, you know, combined with assignment and other. So I was doing small, little by little. So
mm,
virtually, I was able to apply.
oh,
And then, yeah, by God's grace, I chanced on that, and they gave me
mm.
that fellowship. So, yeah. So,
So
and I
you,
think they also checked your academic performance and
okay.
other. Yeah, they have some criteria.
Academic performance, you mean GPA, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
GPA.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Mm.
yeah.
Do you know the number of Ghanaians and Africans in your school? Are there many?
Yes, Ghanaians. Okay, we actually have a WhatsApp page.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are about 50 or
Mm.
so on the
That's good.
WhatsApp page, and we also have a couple of others who are not on the WhatsApp page.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Mm.
actually, I can say 70 Ghanaians will be
Mm.
around. Yeah,
Nice.
and I have gotten into contact with several of them.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Mm.
and many international students as well. Yeah.
Mm.
So the school is a very nice environment, and the Africans here are very supportive. They are
Mm.
ready to orient you, to tell you about how
Yeah.
to integrate and how to
Mm.
settle down in the environment. Yeah.
Mm. That's
So
good.
it's a very
Yeah.
nice environment.
Mm. There was a
Yeah.
lady, she arrived in spring to do economics and she reached out asking me if there are certain apps that I would recommend, right? Do you have apps that you call like favorite apps, as a PhD student?
Yeah. For studies.
Yeah, for studies, yeah. For
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yeah. The one I've been using is Grammarly.
Grammarly, okay.
Yeah, Grammarly, I've used it a lot, and
For
also
writing, right?
yeah, for writing.
Mm.
Yeah, and also sometimes Chat GPT. I
ChatGPT,
use
okay.
it to brainstorm
Mm.
ideas. Not that you are going to copy everything, but you have to you have to
Yeah,
use it to brainstorm how to
yeah.
go by things. Yeah. So basically, these are the few things I use most of the time.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. Nice.
especially grammar has been so helpful.
Mm.
The seniors colleague over here recommended for me to use
Mm.
the Grammarly, and I haven't regretted. It has
Are you
been
using the
really
premium
helpful.
version or you are just using the free one?
No, the premium you
You
pay.
have money.
Free. No, not money per se. Shaibu, free things.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes, if you are looking at the money, going extra is very
Yeah,
necessary.
yeah.
Yeah. If you are thinking about money, sometimes you may lose
Mm.
sight of some
Yeah.
other opportunities. Yeah.
But how exactly do you use the Grammarly? What does it do for you?
Yeah. It helps me with the grammatical constructions, how to construct, yeah,
Does it make it like human like, in terms of the tone and all of that? Is it when you put something into Grammarly to kind of correct it or something, does it correct it such that it sounds as if a human being wrote it? Is that the whole point?
yes, yes, because it makes it more academic.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes it more
Mm.
academic. Yeah,
More
academic.
specific,
So
right?
come again.
More specific instead of
Yeah,
making it
yeah,
general. Okay.
in a academic tone.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's normally used by academics, so
Mm.
it makes it changing some of the words to suit
Yeah.
the to make it more academic. Yeah,
Mm.
so this what
Yeah.
I'm using it to guide me. Yeah,
Mm.
but not
Yeah.
relying solely on it. Yeah, you
Mm.
just yeah, but it has been very
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. I have actually So my on my computer, like I have the extension, so it's like when I have email and all those things, it kind of corrects the expressions and all of that. I've only paid for the premium version once, and that one it wasn't even for me. There was somebody when I was doing com skills at UCC. There was this senior who reached out. So like he was doing tutorials with us, right? And so he was a TA, right? That kind of thing. And so I think he was studying abroad or something, and he couldn't get us. So I think he had a problem with his card. I don't remember exactly what is going on, but so he was the reason why. So I just did 1 month, and that's it. So I always use a free version because I don't really use it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very helpful. Yeah,
Mm,
the premium version is very helpful.
I
Yeah,
see. Would you
yeah.
recommend your school?
Hey, highly. Yeah.
Like, easy, easy, easy.
Yeah, I would highly
Wow.
recommend for
Uh,
everyone who wants to study
mm,
abroad. Yeah,
mm,
because since I came here, I haven't regretted,
mm,
and the department too, they are very supportive, and
mm,
a whole lot of resources to help you to succeed as an
mm.
academic, as a
Yeah.
as a scholar. Yeah, so if you want to study, there are so many resources to help you to succeed. So I will extremely strongly recommend it for
Yeah.
anyone who wants to study abroad.
Mm.
Yeah,
Is your
to
funding
try this
enough?
school. Yes, it's in a sense it covers your tuition, and at least you get something a stipend to also to live on it for the expenses. So
Mm,
it's enough for me. Yeah, it's enough for me. Yeah.
that's
Because
good to know.
when you're schooling and tuition is not your burden, I think
Yeah.
it's
You
good
can
enough
sleep
for you.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, you can sleep well. Yeah, so I highly recommend for people, and they have so many programs you can
Mm,
try. Yeah, they have so many programs.
mm.
Yeah, but many people, the application fee deter them from applying.
Yeah,
But
$100, man.
yeah, I think
That-
it's worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
worth
worth it.
it if
Yeah.
you're able to apply.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the application fee will deter so many people, and very few are able to apply. The competition is
Yeah.
relatively lesser.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
yeah, so I recommend that everybody
Mm,
should try and also apply. Yeah, because it's a
mm,
nice school, and also R1 school is
mm,
part of the top research institutions in the US,
mm,
and their programs are top notch. So
mm,
I recommend for everyone who is considering studying abroad.
mm.
Yeah.
Are there other schools that you would recommend to anyone who is interested in your program, the educational leadership, stuff?
Yeah, they have so many educational leadership programs, yes. But I think, I said earlier, I applied for University of Dayton, Texas, A&M University. Yeah, so there are so many programs who are offering, so many schools who are offering this program. Yeah,
Mm,
but before that, you have to check to see that. The research interest because PhD, is based on be fit. Yeah, they're based on
yeah.
fit. Yeah, your research interest and the department, the faculty interest
Mm,
alignment. So you
yeah.
have to check the program to see that if they align with yours. Yeah.
Mm,
So they have several schools that are offering the same program.
yeah. The reason
Yeah.
I ask this is that let's say I am interested in education, right? Like for
Yes.
someone watching this who is interested in education, right? If the person wants to apply to 3 schools, given the fact that you apply to 30 schools, and all of that, and also having some friends who are studying the same thing elsewhere, that's why I asked you if there are some schools that actually stood out to you in terms of the process, what you found in the process.
Yes, yeah. Texas A&M
Mm,
was good, and Oklahoma State University,
yeah.
their program was also good. University of Dayton, but the Dayton, I think now they are doing online, so you may not get the funding. Yeah,
Mm,
so it was so good. Yeah,
mm,
yes,
yeah.
and Arizona State University, though I didn't apply, but they
Mm,
also have such programs. Yes,
mm,
it's also good. Yeah.
mm.
So I think
Why
say
why do you think students struggle to get funding? Good funding,
for
actually.
for PhD or masters
Yeah,
or
all
both.
levels. Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
masters or PhD. Yeah.
Yeah. No, normally, it depends on the department.
Mm,
If the department is having funding or there's a limited funding, but in terms of you, the student, you have to put in your best. Yeah, you have to put in your best to make it to be very competitive. So putting in your best, uh, as I said, these tests you have to consider writing some tests.
mm,
Yeah, yeah. Though if it is not required, do it. GRE English Duolingo is also good. You have to do that, and also you can connect with a faculty member, yeah,
mm,
to check the research interest if it is in alignment with you, and send a code email
mm.
because the faculty member can decide to even fund you if they are doing ongoing research.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can fund you if the department is even not having funding. So all these things you have to take into consideration.
Mm,
Yeah, and also how you write your emails before application, during application, and after the application, because the competition has become so intense.
yeah.
So you have to go extra mile. This will make your application more appealing to them to
Yeah.
give you funding.
Yeah.
So don't base on only your the GPA or CWA. Uh-huh. Go extra mile. If you
Yeah.
can do the transcript evaluation, do it. If you see a faculty member whose research is in alignment with you, you reach out to the person, request for interview. The person is willing to have interview with you. All these things will help you to get to a chance on funding. Yeah.
Mm,
So some people they will just when they see the school they just go on and apply. I don't advise that.
yeah.
Reach
Yeah.
out to them.
Yeah.
Reach out to them because if
Yeah.
the department knows you, it really is very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Students
Mm.
reach out to me, like even today, students reached out to me about some schools that I should recommend. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't really, it depends on the program. And you would have to, if I give you a school, you have to go and send that email to find out if there is funding, or you can see the funding information on the program's page. And then you have to submit a solid application, right? So you can get some schools, but that is not enough because department. I remember when I was coming in to the US in 2016, Eastern Illinois University, they had economics program which they used to fund, but they no longer have the program. The last time I checked was in 2021 or so. They don't have the economics program, economics masters again. So yeah, so you would always have to check, right, to make sure that is they have funding and all of that. So yeah.
Yes, it's very very necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to check because if you don't check, you may be
Yeah, you
disappointed.
waste your time
Yeah,
and money.
you waste your time and money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to check,
Yeah.
and you see that. And sometimes when you are checking, you have to ask about the percentage of the admitted students
Yeah.
who are given the
Yeah.
assistantship.
Yeah.
They will say maybe 50%. That means they're 50-50.
Yeah.
60%. So all these statistics
Yeah.
will guide you to you get
Yeah.
a book, you write, you get a book for only school application. So any communication you make or Excel
Yeah.
sheet, you just have
Maybe
to
Excel
trace
will-
your
Excel will be better, right? Put
Excel will be
into
better.
the diary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they will be fine. We pray and hope that our
Yeah.
colleagues also come and also join us
Yeah.
here. That they
So
should.
SOP is very important, right? Your SOP, what do you think you put in the SOP that made your application stand out?
Okay, good question, Saibo. So the SOP is very, very important
Mm,
because they don't know you,
yeah.
and your SOP should speak for you,
Mm,
and the SOP should be customized.
mm,
You shouldn't use one SOP statement of purpose for or every school you apply. No,
yeah.
it means that you are not prepared for this study. So
Yeah.
each school give each school customized
Yeah.
SOP for each school.
Mm,
So before I will do the to craft my SOP, I will go to the website, read a lot about the department and also the faculty research interest and how they
yeah.
are working on it. So I bring all these things into my SOP, mentioning some of uh, the faculty's paper or
Yeah.
articles that align with mine, yeah, mentioning their names and also align in alignment with my research interests. So all these things shows that you have really
Yeah.
researched into the
Yeah.
program. Yeah, yeah,
So after you got okay.
and also some of the schools they have a SOP requirement. They will state maybe
Yeah.
number of words, number of pages. So go
Yeah.
straightly to that.
Yeah.
And some of them call it personal statement.
Yeah.
So all these things, when you are writing the SOP, read the same words they've used on the site. Don't if they are mentioning statement of personal statement, don't write on top of yours as statement of purpose. It's
That's
a
true.
deviation.
Yeah.
So go strictly to what,
Yeah.
especially for PhDs and masters, because you have to be a researcher. You have to pay attention to details.
Mm.
Yeah, so you have to read a lot about the website to know the current trends in the department and also include them in your SOP to speak for
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Mm.
to speak for you.
So
Yeah.
if you should go through the process again, right? I remember one of the mistakes you mentioned was, or one of the things that you would do again if you had not gotten this funding would have been doing the evaluation. Is there other things that you think you would have done to help your chances?
Yeah, a whole lot.
Mm.
Yeah. So, Saibu, doing improving your CV is very important. Others, they shun away from positions like leadership positions
Yeah.
or voluntary service. Yeah. So any position that comes your way, if you are still in school, then it's an opportunity for you. Join some clubs and committees and go for leadership positions because this funding they want to give to people who have leadership potential, so who
Yeah.
are able to contribute to the society, not only
Yeah.
your academics. So if I'm to start over again, yeah, or if I'm to advise some people, I would say that you have to improve your CV. If you are working any position that comes your way in the work, voluntary service, you just go for it. Don't look at
Yeah.
whether you get money or it's an extra work. You are easy to build your CV.
Mm.
And also, Coursera has some courses. You can that if they are in alignment with their program,
Yeah.
free courses. You can just uh, 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 you know uh, register for some and also to improve your CV. And as I said, the transcript evaluation is also very important.
Mm.
Yeah. So these are some of the things I think
Yeah.
if you are able, and also paying the application fee. And learn how to write emails.
Yeah.
Some people's their emails writing is something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So you have to learn, let people learn from others. Don't address faculty. Just go address the person, dear sir, madam. That one is past. You have to
Yeah. Be
let the
very
person
specific.
feel the personal touch.
Yeah.
Address the person with the correct title and all
Yeah.
these things. Yeah. So the small things you
Yeah.
take it for granted. It can affect your application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if I'm to start over, though I did several of these things. So these are some of the advice
Mm.
if I'm to give to people. Yeah,
Mm.
I'll give to them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we are
Yeah.
in May, right? Let's say I am
Yes.
graduating in middle of this month, right? I think people graduate in May, right? Middle of let's say middle of May, and I'm in
Yeah.
Ghana. Let's say University of Cape Coast. I'm graduating in May, and then my plan is to be in the US next fall. Okay, I have
Yes.
some money for application fees, right? I have maybe money that I can use to pay 3 application fees, and I'm willing to do evaluation. Okay, so I come to you that I want us to come next year. What are the steps that I need to take, from now till, when should I submit my last application? When should I, start sending cold emails, like all these things? What will you say?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so I was say that most of the applications, schools open
Mm,
application in August,
yeah.
July, August. So I would advise the person to start now. If you are not if you be graduating men, even if you've not graduated yet, start now doing the search. Yeah, doing the search, and also establish rapport with your lecturers.
Yeah.
It's very important because you have
You mean for the sake of
some
the recommendation letters, right?
yeah, for the sake of recommendation letters,
Mm.
because you have some items you don't have hand on it. Yes, it
Yeah.
depends on other people,
Somebody,
so you should
yeah.
be very strategic.
Mm.
Yeah, so establish rapport with some of your lecturers because they are going to write recommendation letters
Recommendation,
for
yeah.
you. And you know, US recommendation letters, they are online, unlike hard copies whereby you can just scan and no, it's not like that. Most
Prefer
of the
the, yeah.
schools
Yeah.
they will demand it from the lecturer online.
Mm.
So you have to work on that. And also the CV. CV is very important. You have academic CV and also professional CV. So the CV should be academic, 2 pages standard is okay. And then also you start with the statement of purpose. Statement of purpose, you can get a skeleton and each school you have to, as I said, you have to read on the site to customize it for the school. Yeah. So and also your transcript, you have to start to request for your transcript.
Mm.
Yeah, some schools will demand official transcripts at the onset for your school to send to them
Yeah.
through online or through
Mm.
by post.
Yeah.
So you have to also work on the transcript as well. Yeah.
Mm.
So these are basically the things for the applications, but others may add some other things.
Mm.
And if you have the money, as you said, the money to write to do the transcript evaluation, I also suggest that the person considers the Duolingo. Though English proficiency is waived, yeah, you can write. I think it's around 1,000 or so. Yeah, though it's more money anyway. But if you can, yeah, you can also do it. But if you cannot, then you go to your department. English, I think each school has their own ways of
Yeah.
issuing proficiency letters, English proficiency letters. Yeah, so most my own Care University, it was issued by the English department. Yeah, so we have English proficiency certificate. So you go for that, that you can use it to as your part of your documents.
Mm.
Yeah. Then you start the search from now. When you are doing the search, I would advise that you use the first class schools, middle class schools, not well known schools. You have to diversify your search and don't focus on only one program.
Mm.
Diversify across program. Don't focus on only one program. Yeah, like if you have economics background, you can do something like finance, uh and
Yeah.
even higher education programs, you can also do it. Depending on how you are going to tell your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do all this search, and then if you are able, I would suggest that if you're able to apply, let's say 10 schools will be okay, and you try to pay for, let's say, 2 or 3 application fees,
Mm.
or if you don't have the means, try at least one. It's okay. But
Yeah.
you have to be very strategic and start emailing the department from now, asking about your eligibility
Yeah.
before you ask. Tell them about yourself, what you do, your academic qualifications, your interests, and then ask about your eligibility, availability of funding, the
Mm.
acceptance rate, very important, and the funding to the number of admitted students who are offered the
The funding.
assistance.
Yeah.
Yes, all these will guide you. Then you put them in Excel. This are your first list, those you are going to apply. Yeah. So don't wait for the applications to open then before you start. No.
Mm.
By then, the faculty members or the coordinators will be very busy.
Mm.
So they will not be able to respond to
Yeah.
your
That
emails
makes
on
sense.
time. Yeah, and if you are sending emails to try to copy about 3 people, coordinator, the department chairman, or the admission specialist, so that if one is busy, the other person can reply you. So don't just send only one email to only one person because maybe the person might be busy. So look at some schools application. When you go to the department, they might have about 3 or 4 people's email there. So
Yeah.
you copy. You look at the one who is, on top. Let's say the program chairman. You address the person, but you copy the other administrative staff, or yeah,
Mm, mm,
or the it speed up the reply. Sometimes maybe
yeah.
when you send within an hour, you get your response. Some will say
Yeah.
there's no funding, then you cancel that school. You move on.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Because you don't
Yeah,
want to waste
so
time. Yeah.
yeah, I don't waste time in
Yeah.
that. So
I've
it starts from
I've
there.
learned a lot from you, like, and your
Yeah.
story is very inspiring, man. Because when you started, so when you actually got something good to come, like that's such a long journey, and there are a lot of people in the process after 1 year, they didn't get something and they are worried and they feel like they've wasted money. But the reality is that this is just life, right? You have to, some people they apply and they come, some people it takes time. Everybody's life is different, right? And your story is one of those stories that people can watch and be like, wow, yeah, I'm not going to give up, right? That kind of thing. And you shared a lot of things to about the study abroad process, the importance of sending cold emails, right? Sending it early, like starting the whole process early, even before applications begin, so that when applications begin, you've already kind of started establishing some rapport with professors, right? And the willingness to spend money in the process, because if you don't spend the money and you are chasing the free application fees, like based on your own, your case, right? It's like the school you are in right now, you spent $100. You're just one school, an application fee. You did all these Duolingo and all these things, and so students have to be open to doing some of these things. If they really want to come here. You also mentioned community service, right? These white people, they are always interested in, what have you served your people, right? These things can give you an advantage, and these are things that when I was in Ghana, I never really paid attention to. I never really, thought it was that important. But here in the US, one of the things that I've realized is that they appreciate some of these things. And you have to be on LinkedIn, do these community services and then post them on LinkedIn, right? Work on, put all these things on your resume and your SOP, try to tailor it to the department's research interest and all these things. Like if a student really wants to do the study abroad process on their own and they even just watch this video, that is going to give them more than 50% of what they need to know, right? And then the rest is, okay, let me go and look at the structure of maybe SOP or resume, and then I know what I need to put in, that kind of thing, and that will be enough for them, right? So thank you very much. Like I really appreciate, the time, because it's exams week, and people don't have time, but you made a time because you want to share everything that you've gone through, with others so that they can also learn from it. So yeah, that's really good. So, what are your final words, and also where can people follow you?
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Yeah.
Mm,
So my final words has to do with those who are still are applying. They shouldn't lose hope.
yeah.
They should continue because some of us we've had several rejections.
Mm,
Yeah, because this journey you should have a vision or
yeah.
a goal. And if you have the goal, that's what is going to give you the passion,
Yeah.
irrespective of the rejection. So I will encourage them to continue with it, invest into it.
Yeah.
Any resources they get, because it's worth it.
Yeah.
Any
It's worth
resources
it.
they get, yeah, they should invest into it. And if you are rejected for a school, reach out to them to ask about where you went
Mm,
short or your
yeah.
weakness, and they will reply you. Then you use it to correct your subsequent
Yeah.
applications. So continue learning, get essay. So people are not into IT, get a book to jot down your progress. Yeah, and continue with it. If you
Mm,
have the means to um, invest into it, write some of the tests you have explained over here,
yeah.
write them, pray into it, and then continue. Don't relent because I started from 2016. Yeah, and now that, and if you have the means and you are trying the schools and you're not getting the funding, you can upgrade yourself to do masters in Ghana.
Yeah.
Whilst you are applying,
That
because
makes sense. Yeah.
when I started the masters, that's why I'm doing the PhD. If I had waited to try, maybe I don't know what might have happened.
Yeah.
So if you have the means, you can start your masters in Ghana because the PhD, the applicants are relatively lesser as compared to those who are applying for the
Yeah.
masters.
Yeah.
And the PhD, if you're able to get admission, the funding is about 90% secured.
Yeah.
So I would advise them to continue. If you don't have the means, be strategic. Follow, shy guys. Yeah, I think your videos are doing a good job. I followed when you reached out to me, I went to your site to read some of your videos. I wish I knew what these videos earlier on. Maybe I might have come here about 5 years ago.
Yeah, but
So
that's yeah.
I advise your followers to continue and share these videos for other people who are also doing the application. And we
Yeah.
hope to see them here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are praying for them.
Where can people follow you?
LinkedIn. Yeah,
LinkedIn.
Akenten Jamina. Yeah,
Okay.
Akenten Jamina. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll leave the link in the
LinkedIn.
description. Yeah.
Great,
Akenten,
great.
thank you very much. Thank you and good luck to you.
So, okay, thank you so much for the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.